Hey friends, I'm really glad you're here with me tonight because this is one of those moments where clarity matters just as much as the money itself. And here at USA Secure Benefits, we prioritize delivering accurate, straightforward information to help you navigate these critical updates. We're talking about a Midnight SSA Alert focusing on Social Security deposits and whether payments are starting right now or why some people are seeing activity while others are still waiting. And let me tell you why this matters immediately. As for many of you, this monthly deposit isn't extra money. It's rent money, it's grocery money, it's medication money, it's peace of mind. And when timing feels unclear, especially late at night, anxiety creeps in fast. So tonight, I'm going to slow everything down. I'm going to walk you through what's actually happening. And I promise you this, by the end of this video, the confusion will be gone as this content is designed for retirees, Social Security beneficiaries, SSI recipients, SSDI recipients, widows and widowers, VA recipients, disabled Americans, and the caregivers who help hold everything together. At USA Secure Benefits, I read SSA guidance, Treasury processing rules, and payment calendars so you don't have to. That's my job here, ensuring you get reliable insights without the hassle. Now, very important before we go any further, if you haven't already, please take a second and subscribe to the channel, as these updates change quickly, and staying connected helps you stay protected. And while you're here, drop a comment and tell me your city and state, since I read those comments and it helps me understand what different parts of the country are seeing in real time. And friends, please don't click away because the middle part of this video is the most important part, especially if you're feeling worried or confused right now. And maybe to give you clarity right up front, here's what we're going to cover in the first few minutes. What is confirmed about Social Security deposits, who is affected, what timing is normal, what is not confirmed, and what you should and should not do right now. Some people are seeing deposits, some people are seeing pending activity, some people are seeing nothing yet, and it does not automatically mean something is wrong. I want to say this very clearly right now. Delays, timing differences, or missing posts are not your fault. This is about how the system works, not about anything you did or didn't do. Friends, don't panic. We're going to walk through this together, providing a calm, factual breakdown to alleviate concerns. So, why is this happening right now? Why are so many people checking their bank accounts at midnight? Here's the calm, simple explanation. Social Security payments are released by the U.S. Treasury on a schedule, but they are posted by banks on a completely separate timeline. And right now, we're at a point in the month where a new payment cycle is starting, with some banks releasing funds early while other banks wait until business hours and weekends, holidays, and batch processing all play a role, creating a perfect storm for confusion. You may hear a neighbor say they got paid at midnight and you look at your account and see nothing. That does not mean SSA skipped you, does not mean your payment is gone. It does not mean you need to panic and call Social Security tonight. And emotionally, though, I understand exactly how it feels. When bills are due and groceries are running low, medication refills are coming up, waiting is stressful, and social media doesn't help. As you'll see posts saying things like, everyone should be paid by now, or if you don't see it at midnight, something's wrong, friends. That's not how the system actually works. From USA Secure Benefits perspective, we've seen how the Treasury, Medicare, and even VA payments all move through layers, and those layers don't always line up perfectly. Now, let's separate policy from reality. On paper, Social Security has a payment schedule that's clear, organized, and predictable, but in real life, payments move through Treasury release systems, federal payment batches, bank processing windows, internal posting rules, and sometimes weekend or overnight holds, so SSA can release the funds on time, and your bank can still post them later. It's not a mistake. That's how the system is built. This is especially true overnight, as midnight deposits are bank decisions, not SSA decisions. Some banks like to post early to give customers access sooner. Other banks wait until the next business day to finalize processing, and neither one means your payment is late. And here's something very important. SSA does not have a button they can press to force your bank to post money faster. That's one of the biggest misunderstandings I see. And let me pause here and reinforce something important. What I'm sharing with you tonight is not opinion, it's not guesswork, and it's not based on rumors. This comes from understanding how SSA, the Treasury, Medicare deductions, and banking systems actually interact. And when you understand the system, fear loses its grip. And my role here at USA Secure Benefits, my responsibility to you, is to translate a complicated system into plain English so you can breathe again. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not doing anything wrong. Let me gently orient you, especially if you joined a few minutes late. Here's where we are. We've talked about why people are seeing midnight activity. We've explained why some accounts show deposits and others don't yet. We've separated SSA rules from bank behavior, and coming up next, we're going to do a deep technical breakdown. I'll explain exactly how payment timing works, who gets paid when, and why two people on the same benefit can see money at different times. You haven't missed anything important. The most helpful part is still ahead. Friends, don't panic. We're going to walk through this together. Now, let's slow this down and really understand the mechanics. Social Security payments follow a calendar logic for retirement and SSDI beneficiaries, with payment dates usually based on your birth date, whether you started benefits before or after 1997, and the type of benefit you receive. SSI payments follow a different schedule entirely. And here's where midnight confusion often starts. SSA releases payments in batches. Usually 1 to 2 business days before the official payment date, the Treasury sends the payment file, banks receive it, and then each bank decides when to post it to customer accounts. Some banks post immediately, some banks hold it until their next processing window, some post overnight, some wait until morning. This is why you'll see pending deposits available, balances changing, or nothing at all until later in the day, and none of that automatically signals a problem. And Medicare premiums, overpayment recoveries, or withholding elections can also affect what you see posted. We'll talk about those details next. And now, friends, let's continue breaking this down carefully, because this is where understanding replaces anxiety. First, let's talk about who gets paid when, because not everyone is on the same schedule. If you started receiving Social Security before May of 1997, your payment date is usually the 3rd of the month. If you receive SSI, that payment normally comes on the 1st of the month, unless that date falls on a weekend or federal holiday. If you receive retirement or SSDI benefits and started after 1997, your payment date is based on your birth date. Birthdays on the 1st through the 10th are paid the 2nd Wednesday. Birthdays on the 11th through the 20th are paid the 3rd Wednesday. Birthdays on the 21st through the 31st are paid the 4th Wednesday. That's the policy, but here's the reality. SSA releases the money, the U.S. Treasury, transmits it, and then the banks take over. This is where early deposits happen. Some banks release funds as soon as they receive the Treasury file. Other banks wait until their internal system completes verification. That's why one person might see money at midnight while another sees it at 9 a.m. or even later in the day. Friends, this is normal system behavior. I want to say this again clearly. SSA release time does not equal bank posting time. Now let's talk briefly about COLA interactions. Cost of living adjustments are applied automatically. You do not need to request them. But Medicare Part B premiums or IRM-AA adjustments or past due balances can be deducted before funds reach your account. So if the deposit amount looks slightly different, that doesn't always mean something is wrong. It means the system applied required adjustments before release. Now, let's talk about groups that often experience extra confusion. First, widows and widowers. Survivor benefits follow Social Security rules, but the payment timing still depends on the original record and banking behavior. Second, disabled adult children or DAC beneficiaries, these payments are tied to a parent's work record, which can create different processing sequences at the bank level. Third, SSI couples. When two people receive SSI together, payment processing can sometimes appear delayed because it's handled as a combined record. Fourth, dual beneficiaries. People who receive SSI and SSDI, these are two separate payments. They do not always arrive on the same day, and one can arrive while the other is still processing. Fifth, VA and Social Security overlap. VA benefits are processed through a separate system entirely. They do not control Social Security timing, and Social Security does not control VA timing. And finally, representative payees, when someone manages benefits for another person, banks sometimes apply additional verification steps. Again, none of this means you did something wrong, friends. Don't panic. We're going to walk through this together. Now let's gently clear up some rumors. You may hear SSA is holding payments. That is not confirmed. You may hear if it's not there at midnight, it's gone. That is false. You may hear only certain states are getting paid. That is not how SSA works. SSA does not play favorites. They follow national systems and federal processing rules. Social media tends to amplify fear because fear spreads faster than facts. And my job here at USA Secure Benefits is to replace fear with understanding. Let's talk banking in plain English. The Treasury releases funds, banks receive the file, and banks decide when to post. Some banks show deposits as pending, some show nothing until funds are available. Weekends and holidays slow everything down because banks run fewer processing cycles. That's why neighbors can get paid before you, even on the same benefit. And here's a key truth. SSA cannot override your bank's posting rules. Calling SSA at midnight won't make your bank move faster. Now, let's talk about what to do if your payment is truly missing. SSA follows a 3 business day rule, meaning if your payment does not appear within 3 full business days after the scheduled date, then it's time to take action. Before calling SSA, gather your social security number, your bank routing and account number, your most recent benefit amount, the date the payment was expected, and when you call, stay calm. The representative's job is to help, not blame. Most delays are resolved quickly once reviewed. Friends, I want to slow down here. I know this isn't just about numbers on a screen, it's about groceries, rent, electric bills, prescription refills, and the stress of inflation. It's also about dignity. You earn these benefits. They are not a favor and not charity, and you are not alone. This community is strong because we look out for each other. Here's a calm, practical checklist you can follow. Log into your MySSA account, verify your bank information, review SSA 44 if income changed, consider W4V withholding, check eligibility for QMB, SLMB, or QI, apply for extra help with prescriptions, look into SNAP and LAHEAP, review Medicare savings programs. And friends, a reminder, SSA will never threaten you by phone. They will never demand gift cards. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Looking ahead, here's the honest truth. Some changes are being discussed, some updates are possible, but nothing is guaranteed until it's officially confirmed. What happens next depends on SSA operations, Treasury processing, Medicare deductions, VA coordination, and yes, Congress will continue to monitor this closely and bring you updates as soon as they are verified. Friends, thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you, please comment yes below. Tell me your state so I know where you're watching from, and type SSA if you want more updates like this. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone who might be worried tonight. You matter, your peace of mind matters, and understanding the system gives you back a sense of control. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you've got this. To delve deeper into this Midnight SSA Alert, it's essential to reiterate that the core issue stems from the disparity between the Treasury's release schedule and individual banks' posting practices, which can vary widely and lead to perceived delays that are, in fact, standard operational variances. And at USA Secure Benefits, we emphasize that recognizing this distinction is key to reducing unnecessary stress. For instance, when SSA initiates the payment process, it adheres to a structured calendar that accounts for benefit types and recipient categories. But once the funds are transmitted via the Treasury, the control shifts to financial institutions, each with their own protocols for batch processing, verification, and availability, meaning that while one beneficiary might access their deposit precisely at midnight due to their bank's proactive approach, another with a different institution could wait until the following morning or even afternoon, and this is not indicative of any error on the part of SSA or the recipient. Furthermore, factors such as weekends and holidays exacerbate these timing differences because many banks reduce their processing cycles during non-business periods, resulting in holds that can extend the wait time. Yet these are built-in features of the system designed for accuracy and security rather than deliberate obstacles. In addressing the specific schedules, it's worth noting again that for those who began receiving benefits prior to May 1997, the standard payment date falls on the 3rd of the month. adjusted for weekends or holidays, while SSI payments typically arrive on the 1st, with similar adjustments, and for post-1997 retirement or SSDI recipients, the birth date-based Wednesday payments provide a predictable framework, but the real-world application involves that crucial handoff to banks, where early releases are a courtesy extended by some institutions to enhance customer satisfaction, not a universal mandate from SSA. This understanding is particularly vital for groups like widows and widowers, whose survivor benefits are linked to the deceased's record, potentially introducing slight variances in processing sequences, or for disabled adult children whose payments tie into a parent's history, which might trigger additional bank-level reviews. Similarly, SSI couples face combined record handling that can mimic delays, dual beneficiaries manage separate SSI and SSDI streams that don't synchronize perfectly, VA overlaps operate on entirely independent timelines, and representative payees encounter extra verification layers, all of which are normal and do not signify personal faults or systemic failures. By dispelling rumors such as alleged holds by SSA or state-based favoritism, which lack confirmation and contradict the national uniformity of federal rules, we at USA Secure Benefits aim to foster a more informed community that relies on facts over speculation. When it comes to practical steps for addressing genuine concerns, adhering to the 3-business-day window before contacting SSA ensures that temporary processing lags are given time to resolve naturally, and preparing essential details like your Social Security number, banking information, and expected payment details facilitates efficient assistance from representatives who are there to support you. Beyond immediate resolutions, proactive measures such as verifying details in your MySSA account, updating forms for income changes, exploring withholding options, and checking eligibility for supplemental programs like QMB, SLMB, QI, extra help for prescriptions, SNAP, LIHEAP, and Medicare savings initiatives can enhance overall financial stability and reduce future anxieties. Importantly, remaining vigilant against scams, where fraudulent calls demand payments or personal information under the guise of SSA authority, is crucial, as legitimate communications from SSA never involve threats or unusual payment methods. As we look forward, while discussions around potential changes in operations, processing, deductions, and coordination with entities like Medicare, VA, and Congress continue, USA Secure Benefits commits to ongoing monitoring and timely, verified updates to keep you informed without hype or misinformation. In summary, this Midnight Alert scenario underscores the importance of patience and knowledge in navigating a multifaceted system where timing variances are the norm, not the exception, empowering you to approach your benefits with confidence and calm.